Is this on? Yeah. Alright, it's on. I'm just kidding. This is like take 20. I'm a bad filmmaker. Jesus. Please don't fail film. Alright. My name is Ryan. Welcome to my crib. I am here doing a review for Avengers Infinity War. Alright. I'll start off with a small little introduction. This is my first video on YouTube, so I thought that'd be fun. I'm a student currently going through the rigorous, in the end stages of the rigorous IB course. And if you're an IB student, or if you have been, you know that I know that I should be revising for my exams right now, but instead here I am making a video review on Avengers Infinity War. I mean, I waited 10 years for this. I'm not gonna wait until past my exams to do this, okay? There's competitive advantage. I really shouldn't be leaning on this. It's kind of uncomfortable, but my room's kind of cramped, or else you wouldn't see me. I would be out of frame. So I guess this will have to do. Fix it in the next video. And you might ask, why am I not revising? Well, I guess if this counts it as an excuse, I'm a film student. You know how film students are. We're like, but no, really, I really love films. Movies have always played a huge part in my life, a huge role, and funny enough, it was actually the earlier films from the Marvel Cinematic Universe that got me into pop culture, with the exclusion of Star Wars, of course. And I thought, I have to make this. This is the perfect time for me to hop on to this dream I have of just making fun videos on YouTube for, I guess, you. I'm a huge fan of pop culture, I guess. I wouldn't say comics, because there are a lot of people out there that know a lot more about... I'm using a lot. That know more about comics than I do, so I wouldn't say that. But I guess I'm an aficionado for pop culture. I'm actually wearing a alien shirt right now. You see that? Ooh, baby xenomorph. Amazing. Actually, you know what? I should change into a Marvel shirt. Let me go find it. I know I have one, or two, or 3, or 20. No, where is it? Oh, ooh, there it is. I have found it. My wife beat her. Fitting enough that it's that. No, not that Deadpool would beat his wife. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Ryan Reynolds, please don't sue me. Here he is. I don't know if this counts. Marvel shirts are hard to find. Good Marvel shirts are hard to find. You know, they're like, the graphics department is just horrible. They don't make good T-shirts. Well, moving on to the review. Avengers Infinity War is amazing. It's the best crossover movie ever. It's really ambitious. I would even say it can be compared to the likes of Lord of the Rings. Like when the Marvel Cinematic Universe first started with Iron Man, I really couldn't have imagined this happening. And I don't think the creators at Marvel thought this was possible either, but they pulled it off. And it's amazing. Like, whoo! It's an epic. And I had quite a few concerns going into the cinema, as I'm sure a lot of you are, and a lot of you have been, those who have seen the film. And this kind of stems from our past experiences with movies that have too many characters in them. Like, for example, Spider-Man 3. Yes, I said Spider-Man 3. I've watched it. Okay, we all have. Don't pretend you haven't. But the Russo brothers balanced out the characters in this film was really amazing, and I think part of what they did was they used the settings to kind of help with this, and let me explain. Some characters were featured less so. Like, some prominent characters were featured less so than others. Characters who were featured less were featured in films that were closer to the release of Avengers Infinity War, such as characters like T'Challa, fan favorite now. I don't understand why he wasn't before, because he was pretty badass. I remember seeing him first in that animated movie, like years back, and I was in love with the character. And it's kind of a shame for it to have taken this long for such a badass character to be featured so heavily in, I guess, broaden Western culture. I'm at a loss for words, man. The movie is just really good. The characters that are featured less, such as King T'Challa, you know, his group, Shuri, M'Baku. I love M'Baku. They're featured less because I guess it's because like we have a fresher memory of characters like these characters, so that they could be featured less. Even though Wakanda plays a pretty big role in the movie. So moving on to my original point, which was that the Russo brothers used the settings that relate to less featured characters, so that it balances out, so it feels like that you've seen the characters more than you would have, I guess. Another group that was featured less, I would say, are the Guardians. So no major spoilers here. But if you do, this is only related to the setting of the story, and if you want to click off, now is the time. I'll give you 3 seconds. Alright, those of you who are gone, alright, those of you who have stayed, I will explain. Large part of this movie was set in space, and because, you know, space relating only to really one group of the characters, being that of Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy, and so they get featured less. But then because of the setting, it kind of blends in. It feels like they're there. You feel like you've seen them because of the setting. And I think that's a really good trick. And I could be completely wrong, so I like the runtime of each character. If somebody's willing to do that, you can comment that in the comment section below. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna run with it. The Russo brothers did a really good job balancing, I guess, the arcs of the characters, and the dynamics of the characters. For example, early on in the movie, when Doctor Strange, this was featured in the promotional material in the trailers, so I'm just gonna say it. Tony Stark and Doctor Stephen Strange meet for the first time, and it was really fun to see the dynamics between these two brainiacs, you know, the electrical engineer and the sorcerer supreme, and also genius surgeon with photographic memory. And it was really fun seeing how they interacted, these two brainiacs, and you can see how the bond develops throughout the film. And I really enjoy that, because these are characters that I guess, well, of course they're all fan favorites, but they kind of chose to focus on like dynamics that you wouldn't have seen before, like, I guess, meaningful interactions. Oh my god, I'm gonna get freaking lynched. And it was, I do seriously urge you to go see it in an IMAX theater, because as some of you know, the entire movie was made on digital IMAX cameras, and so it would enhance the experience. Not that you need to, because the film is amazing in its own right. Kudos to the creators of this film, Russo brothers, writers. I can't name them all, there are too many of them, but the film is absolutely amazing. So speaking of the prom, I guess one of the proms was the characters didn't behave the way they would have in their own. Oh, sorry, that was my my computer. It goes off sometimes. Oh no, I forgot what I was saying. Magic of editing. Oh yeah, the characters didn't behave the way they would have in their own franchises and their own films. But then again, that's understandable because they have like hundreds upon hundreds of writers in the rooms, and I guess some ideas could be like, not, I don't want to say contaminated, but they could have been affected by the choices of other writers. But overall, it was believable, the way that the characters acted, and the way they behaved with one another, and I thought it was really enjoyable. And as all Marvel movies have been recently, they're really humorous, they're really funny at some points. But I have to say, this film is much darker than the others. But then again, I could really understand that, and it doesn't really ruin the continuity, the feel, the congruency of the film. Because with Thanos, this massive threat, which they successfully set up early on in the film as like a true threat to the cinematic universe. Thanos is just an amazing character, and like, really, thank you, Josh Brolin, for the amazing performance. And I can't think of anybody else that could have pulled it off better. And I'm glad that Marvel let him play both Cable and Thanos. If not, we probably wouldn't have this. But we haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet, so Deadpool, we haven't seen this yet. So hopefully he's good as Cable as well, because again, Cable's a fan favorite. The second problem, I guess another issue I had with it was that I didn't have an issue with it. A thing I was afraid of going into the cinema was that they would have a villain problem, like Black Panther. Now, before you burn me alive, let me explain. Black Panther featured two amazing villains, and because everybody loves Killmonger, you're gonna forget about Ulysses Claw, okay? Now, these are two really great villains who challenge T'Challa, the protagonist, in their own ways, and they were featured too heavily in their own like parts of the story. So you have like Claw and you have Killmonger, and I feel like I want to see more of Claw, but then I also want to see more of Killmonger. Like, if they had overlapped more like that would have been amazing. But there was no problem like this in Avengers Infinity War. Thanos was just there. Thanos was the threat. And I guess they call them the children of Thanos. They were a threat, of course, but they acted more as lackeys, like powerful henchmen. And I like the way that they did that with the characters, because, excuse me for that, it didn't feel like, oh, I want to see more of this character, I want to see more of this character. They balanced it out really well. That's what I mean when I say they balanced it well with the characters, like the runtime of the characters. And like, Thanos was like the indefinite threat, and he was the problem. That was what they were going to be facing. And I really like the way they took the direction that they took Thanos in. I was hoping he wouldn't be a cruel tyrant. Well, I was hoping they wouldn't take him in the direction of a cruel tyrant, because in a lot of renditions of Thanos, that's what he was. He was just cruel. But in this, he had a purpose. He set out to, I guess, achieve a goal. And yeah, it was just amazing the way that they took the character. And I really, really appreciate the way that they did it. I don't know if it deserves to be second on IMDb's best movies of all time. But then again, when this video comes out, it could have changed. So I guess that's kind of it for the review. It's just an amazing movie. Here's a little skit of what my reaction was going in and coming out of the movie. Roll clip. Oh shit, movie time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of all you need to know going in. It's an amazing movie. Go watch it in cinemas, and quickly, because, you know, with all the promotional material Marvel's putting out, with say no to spoilers, don't spoil this movie, there are some people who out there, like, who are going to do it. So I really suggest you go watch it quickly before it gets spoiled. In anticipation for the title of the fourth Avengers movie, because I assume there are going to be some kind of spoilers in that. Go watch it quickly. Like, ditch your friends, ditch your family, ditch your exams. Go watch it. You have to before it gets spoiled, because we've waited too long for this, especially if you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And again, this is Ryan. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Farewell. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. There's Brock there. Alright. Wait, is it Brock? Oh shit, is it Brock? Oh my god, this is not okay. Yeah, Eddie Brock. Jesus, oh fuck. Yeah, Eddie. Oh man, this is a fail. You know what? I'm just gonna have to redo this.